FSP has sent me a kind of review package. You may or may not know that depending on the order that I upload, but I've got something cool for you today. This is FSP's Windale 4, a wallet-friendly CPU cooler coming in at $30 US, compatible with the latest Intel and AMD sockets using their universal mounting bracket, making installation relatively simple. And yes, this is AM4 compatible out of the box. You've got 4 heat pipes running through a single tower at about 160mm tall. Thermal paste isn't pre-applied at the bottom, but don't let that get you all bothered and hot. They do include enough for an application or two with the mounting hardware. For the sake of standardization, we'll be using the Arctic MX2 thermal compound instead. Mounting said hardware is really easy. I just chose to do it in the most difficult way possible, which was still fairly easy. And that's saying a lot, since I would often retreat to my thermodynamics physics homework in college to avoid installing air coolers in other people's computers. The fan is mounted using these odd rubber dampeners that I'll talk more about in a minute. You only need 4 per fan, but there are 8 included if you want to add another fan later, or if, something were to happen to the first 4. I'll get back to that in a hot minute. Now, there isn't much use in testing a cooler on its own. Competition breeds excellence. Wait. So I went on Amazon and I found the closest price competitor that was Ryzen ready out of the box. Enter the Arctic Freezer Xtreme cooler at $32 US. This cooler at a glance would appear to hold the advantage, as surface area is key to heat transfer. It also packs 4 heat pipes, but wields 2 towers and stands a tad smaller at 120mm tall. We're also throwing in AMD's Wraith Stealth cooler for, I don't know, kicks. How does that sound? My Ryzen 1400 chip could only reach 3.75 GHz regardless of voltage, fan curve, or cooler. So, using the motherboard's performance mode profile with the applied overclock at 1.4 volts in the Corsair Spec 04 case with an hour-long stress test, we see the little Wraith try its best, but quickly become blown away by the competition. The Arctic Freezer Xtreme at idle and load yielded average temperatures of 51.5 and 67.4 degrees Celsius respectively. The Windale handled the chip like a breeze, tackling the same situations with temps at 43.1 and 57.8 degrees Celsius. Now that the numbers have spoken, here are a couple of issues you can expect to face. Firstly, on the AMD socket, you can only really mount it in one orientation. If you got high-profile memory, you may have clearance issues. For reference, I'm using a 16GB kit of Ballistic Sport LT DIMMs, and they just fit. Secondly, mounting the fan using the rubber dampeners can make the Windale's finzale. And by that, I mean inserting the dampeners or removing them can actually bend the heatsink fins by just a little bit. It's easy to bend back, but it's unlikely you'll ever get it perfect, though this hardly affects cooling potential. Aside from that, the last thing to say about this cooler might just be the best thing ever. It might bother you a little bit, but this is probably my favorite feature. When you mount the fan, FSP recommends cutting off the excess part of the dampener. I don't, for 2 reasons. 1, if you ever decide to remove the fan and you want to reinstall it, threading it through the fan's mounting holes may be difficult. And 2, look at them! They're hysterical! They wiggle when the fans spin up and everything, it's so damn cute! Aside from all that, it's a good cooler. It performs well, it feels solid, the FSP branding is incredibly subtle if you're into that kind of thing, and it's pretty cheap. I wouldn't expect this to handle any extreme overclocks or 6 to 10 core behemoths. I'd recommend the Windale 6 for that. But if you've got a modest chip and you want to stretch it a little, this is a pretty cool option. So that's all I have to say about that. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, share, leave me questions if you've got them. Thanks for watching. My name is Steven and I am ALittleDIMM. Bye bye. Is this even on? Oh, that's on. That's bright. FSP has sent me a kind of review package. You may or may not know what it is depending on the... No, you wouldn't know what it is until I upload it anyway. Just kidding. I meant the order. You wouldn't know the order. No, I didn't mean that. You wouldn't know that I had a package. Oh god, it's late. FSP has sent me a kind of review package. FSP has sent me a kind of review package. Why is enunciating so hard today? Could only reach 3750 megahertz, regardless of voltage, fan curve, or... Why did I put in megahertz? When people talk about CPUs, they usually talk about overclocking in gigahertz. Why did I write that in megahertz? In terms of temperature, my Ryzen 1400 chip could... In terms of temperature, I could only hit 30.75 gigahertz. Why did I write it like that? Using the rubber dampeners can make the Windale's fins ale. Fins ale. That's 2 words, not fins ale. Fins ale is not 1 word. It's fins ale. I should probably do that word. But it's unlikely you'll ever get it. Yeah. They wiggle when the fans spin up and everything. It's so damn cute. Aside from all that, it's a solid cooler. It performs well. It feels solid. Why did I write solid twice? Thanks for watching. My name is Steven, and I am ALittleDIMM. Bye-bye. That felt weird. I don't know if I want to keep that. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. It was weird, but it was like... natural? Genuine? I don't know.